October is Eczema Awareness Month, a time to shed light on a common but often misunderstood skin condition that affects millions of adults and children. From constant itching to painful flare-ups, as eczema can have a serious impact both physically and emotionally. Joining me now to share more about this and more specifically how eczema can be tied to allergies is Kenny Mendez, CEO and president of the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America. Kenny, welcome to the show.
Great, thanks for having me.
So how widespread is eczema and what impact can it have on a person?
Yeah, well, there are about 19 million Americans with eczema. Actually, 27 million total, 19 million adults, about 8 million children. So that's 1 in 14 adults, 1 in 10 children. And, you know, the symptoms of eczema are itching and, obviously some skin rashes that you have. And it can keep you up at night. You can miss school because of it. And it can have mental health issues as well. So it can be really challenging. People tend to normalize eczema, and that's one of the reasons why it's so important to understand if you have eczema and how allergies actually can have an impact on eczema.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask more about. Can you talk about this link between allergies and eczema and how that might, cause a flare-up, perhaps?
Yeah, sure, definitely. I have eczema myself, and actually it gets worse during allergy season. Your skin gets itchy. I mean, the problem with eczema, or the symptom of eczema is itching, and then you scratch, and then you get open sores. One of the triggers for that can be seasonal allergies, so that can be a real challenge. The other is when your skin gets really dried out in the winter months, and that's why some preventative measures are making sure that you stay hydrated, you put lotions on, because you're missing a barrier in your skin. It's a genetic defect, and that can cause eczema and the itching and that cycle of scratch.
All right, and there's a common misconception, I think, that eczema is just dry, itchy skin. Can you talk about how severe it can get?
Yeah, it can get really severe. I mean, in children, sometimes they can't control it, so you'll see babies with eczema all over their face, over their entire body, and adults can have it as well. So it's really important to make sure that you see a specialist about it, either a dermatologist or an allergist, to help you deal with the triggers and deal with some of the treatments for eczema.
Are there any preventative measures that you can take to prevent eczema, perhaps changes in diet or, rather than just reactively treating it with creams and lotions?
Yeah, I think some of the things that you could do proactively, preventively, is make sure that you keep your skin moisturized. So you have a routine, and I have the same routine. After you take a shower, put on moisturizer, make sure you keep the moisture in your skin, because when your skin gets dried out, that's when the itching can start, and that can create the cycle of itch. At the same time, stay well hydrated. You hydrate from the inside out, so drinking a lot of water and fluids will keep you hydrated, especially during the winter months. And then again, seeing an allergist or a dermatologist so you understand what your triggers are and see whether you can get some treatment for your eczema.
How would you know whether to see a dermatologist or an allergist? Do you think they may both be able to help you, the same way?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's complementary. I think if you see a dermatologist, they'll treat the skin condition. Because there's a link to allergies also, people who have eczema tend to also have allergies. So if you see an allergist, they could diagnose your allergies, treat your allergies, but also treat your eczema. It's part of this thing called the atopic march, which is all these things are related: eczema, allergies, and asthma. All those things have an immune system response where it's reacting, and whether it's itchy on the outside or you're having trouble breathing or sneezing, that's all part of your immune system reacting to allergens.
And what is the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America doing to raise awareness during this month? Yeah,
well, one of the things that we do, and it's Eczema Awareness Month. October is Eczema Awareness Month. One is we want to make sure that people understand that there's hope and there are ways to treat this proactively, some of the questions that you asked. So if people visit our website, AAFA.org, they could find a lot of information on eczema and how to better manage it. And we have lots of resources and some videos on there so people can avoid the common misconceptions about eczema and also be able to treat it proactively.
And for people living with eczema, what is one step they can take today to try to get help?
Yeah, well, I think try and see your doctor, see your specialist, see either an allergist, as you mentioned, or a dermatologist. That would be really important so you can understand what your triggers are. But in the meantime, over-the-counter, moisturizers, try and keep well hydrated and make sure that you try and avoid that cycle of itch and scratching, because those can open up into wounds and get infected, and that could be bad for you.
Thank you, Kenny Mendez, CEO and President of the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America. Thank you so much for joining us at the New York Stock Exchange.
Thank you for having me.